And the bustling Grand Bazaar there is very nexus point of cultures reflected not only in trade but also in the way ethnic minorities live.
In the Uyghur language, bazaar means a marketplace where goods and services are exchanged or sold. But in a simpler translation, it's the place of prices. Goods in a Grand Bazaar, Kashgar, might have changed over the past 2,000 years, but the scene is not new in this fabled city in China's far west. And the spices of the ancient Silk Road still line the bazaar.
Just like my father and grandfather, my livelihood depends on this bazaar.
This is the western edge of China and one of the greatest market stops on the ancient Silk Road. For more than 2,000 years, Kashgar has been an important trading post for all of western China, and it is still a bustling market town today. The mix and the variety of people and goods here can be staggering. Especially during the weekend, you will find everything from Iranian saffron to Turkish scarves and the Uyghur dried fruits. Over the past few years, considering its cultural and economic importance, the bazaar has been renovated with the original features well preserved.
The bazaar is much more organized and neat now, which provides a better shopping experience. I'm looking forward to selling my products to foreign buyers from Central Asian countries as the city is becoming more open to the West.
The prosperity of the Kashgar Grand Bazaar has also had an influential impact on other business in the city. Many stores, even shopping malls, are springing up like mushrooms after the rain. Other than bringing their products here, some foreign traders have decided to bring the entire shop here.
2-3 years before, there was no competition. With respect to nowadays, a lot of businessmen come to China and there is competitions. Now there is a variety of items. At that time, no need of variety. First time any person initially comes to China, that's single style, girl style, but the variety is different and competition is too much.
And perhaps what stirs the imagination of the Grand Bazaar and this Silk Road city is not only the historical account of trade along its great length, but also the symbolic impact of centuries of cultural exchange. Guanyang CCTV, Kashgar, Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region.
Now, for more on Xinjiang's development, we're joined in the studio by our current affairs commentator, Mr. Gao Zhikai. Welcome to the program, Mr. Gao. Well, indeed, in the past 60 years since the founding of the autonomous region, tremendous changes have taken place. What do you think are the major factors contributing to those changes?
Well, first of all, I think the record speaks for itself in the profound transformation and the significant improvement in the living standards of the people of all minorities and the Han Chinese in Xinjiang Autonomous Region. I would say that if you look at the geography, Xinjiang is the furthest part of the Eurasian landmass away from the coastline. It's very much landlocked, and it also serves as a kind of a barrier because Xinjiang itself is divided into the northern part and the southern part of Xinjiang by great deserts, huge mountains, and therefore, and also it's very dry. The precipitation level is very low, and therefore it's fragmented into many bits and pieces. And the lack of infrastructure, the lack of road and transportation means have always served as a major barrier to communication, to delivery of services and goods to different parts of Xinjiang. And I would say over the past 6 decades, the Chinese government and people throughout the country, as well as people in Xinjiang, have really devoted a tremendous amount of resources in building up infrastructure, including railway, highway, all kinds of roads and airports, and many other facilities, etc. So now Xinjiang enjoys very high quality region-wide transportation and infrastructure facilities, and this not only help break down the barriers to the delivery of services and goods, but also it has enabled people in Xinjiang to significantly improve their productivity. So I would say that Xinjiang now has probably one of the best infrastructure systems, not only in China, but especially in comparison with many other Central Asian or Western Asian countries. And this paves the way for the future engagement, especially along the One Belt, One Road initiative. So I think
I'm videoing.
positioned to become more and more prominent and play a more constructive role in the coming decades based on the strength and
the Belt and Road initiative actually has put Xinjiang at the center position, which of course will give Xinjiang all-dimensional opportunities, not only business but also trade, culture, and technology as well. How do you see those opportunities coming to Xinjiang?
Absolutely. For many years, purely from the Chinese perspective, Xinjiang was on the borderline. And it's very much landlocked. It's very much on the remote kind of the border regions. But now with the One Belt, One Road initiative, Xinjiang actually has a reversal of its role. Right now it sits in a very important position, like a transportation hub in the middle of this major Eurasian landmass development initiative, which we call the One Belt, One Road. And actually not only enables China to go west, it also enables China to go north to Russia, Mongolia, for example, west to Central Asia, West Asia, but also south to countries like Pakistan, India, etc. So I think, and also Xinjiang not only sits well in the land Silk Road development zone, it can also be linked with the maritime, 21st century maritime Silk Road, because this connection with Pakistan leading all the way to the Indian coast, to the port of Gwadar, will combine the road initiative with the belt initiative. So Xinjiang's good days are yet to come.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Gao, current affairs commentator.